amazing, trailer. So just going through it, I really like the aesthetic. And what I mean by that is they didn't go for like a hyper realism aesthetic. They kind of went for that everything looks stylized. And I really like that stylized look. It's kind of painterly almost, but not in the same way that Legend of Zelda is. Also, the purple highlights on the suit, I wasn't sure how I felt about them at first, but it sort of grew on me as the trailer kept going. And so this looks like very big environments, large areas that you can do combat in, which I think is another interesting, really good choice. We get a little bit of a view of the world. The narrator says that Samus was taken there against her will, or, so she was surprised to be taken there. Scanning is back. There's a lot of articulation with Samus's left hand, which I think is interesting, using the wider play field to show her hand. And I think that's a really good choice because it can allow for some emoting during gameplay. Another thing I noticed is that there's a theme of four-armed aliens on this planet. So the first enemies that you see, they have four arms, and then, we get a couple of sort of more standard enemies. I also noticed that the feedback for getting hit feels a little off sometimes. Like the stagger, the other Prime games feels a little off, but I'm sure that they're still working on it. And it's not very bad off, it's just a little bit, hits don't feel like that they're hitting. But again, I'm not playing the game either, I'm just watching a trailer, so it may have different game feel when you actually get your hands on the controller. I'm sure some people have thoughts about the psychic powers, but I kind of like the idea. I'm sure it'll slow down the gameplay a little bit, which might not be for the best, but we'll see how that goes. And story-wise, I think it could be a very interesting place to go. Now, I noticed that these aliens in this cutscene also had four arms, and they're very different than the Chozo, but they're very similar to the aliens that attack you earlier in the trailer. So I wonder if there's sort of like a dichotomy there involved. This seems like an ancient civilization. They call Samus the Chosen One, and so that kind of reminds me of Echoes. There's also this mech that appears just for a second in the trailer, or ship or something, and I can't make out. It looks like a Gundam is what it looks like. They hover on it just long enough that it seems like it's going to be significant. So I don't know what the story behind this is, but I do feel like that they hover on it in the trailer just long enough that it feels like it's going to be significant. We also see a Metroid, and then some other things in the trailer, just regular bug-like enemies and plant enemies, but the Metroid stands out because how are they here? Why are they here? All that sort of stuff. I don't know, I just really liked the trailer. It's not a long trailer, it's only about 3 minutes. The very end says, "We place our faith in you, O Chosen One," sort of again. And I think people really liked Quiet Robe from Dread, so it's kind of evoking that. And then the teaser at the end with the new suit. I like the black and red. It looks like a Ferrari, and it's just a very good look. It's a very cool suit. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I've been sort of pessimistic, or pessimistic's not the right word. I've been metering my expectations for Prime 4 because it's been in development hell forever. But I'm finally, after seeing this trailer, I feel very excited for this game coming soon on the Switch. Let me know what you think. Do you like the Prime series? Are you more of a 2D fan? I think I prefer the 2D games, but there's a special place in my heart for Prime games because I actually played Prime games before I played any of the 2D entries, and they're very similar in a lot of aspects to me. Over time, I've grown more fond of the 2D entries, but when I played Metroid Prime, the original back in the day, and even playing the remake recently, it is just a stellar game, and a game that takes that and just expands it into a bigger playing field, I think it's going to be really cool. So I'm looking forward to the game. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for watching this, and as always, have a great day.